You thought this was going to be mutual? Sergeant Marks smirked, trying to stifle a laugh as he leaned back in his chair, his eyes half closed. His alien counterpart, a Circon named Nalak, stood frozen on the other side of the table, wide-eyed in disbelief. The Circon species was renowned throughout the galaxy for their ability to perform the linking, a process where they merged minds to share thoughts, memories, and strategies. For them, it was a sacred act of unity. For Marks, it just felt like, well, nothing. Is this supposed to take a while? Because I could use a nap, Marks mumbled, crossing his arms and tilting his head back slightly. Nalak's elongated fingers twitched with frustration. His species had expected a mind link with a human, a death worlder, to be an epic battle of wits, a mental duel of unimaginable proportions. But Marks, like most humans, seemed utterly unfazed by the entire ordeal. In fact, he seemed bored. The linking requires focus, understanding, Nalak said slowly, his voice tinged with frustration. You must open your mind. Let me in. Yeah, you keep saying that. Marks yawned, eyes fully shut. But I'm not feeling anything. Maybe it's broken. Nalak couldn't believe it. He had entered the minds of countless species across dozens of planets, and no one had resisted the linking. But humans, known for their resilience against telepathy and mind control, were proving to be a nightmare. The Circans had counted on their mental abilities to gain an upper hand in the war, hoping to break human willpower from within. Instead, they were facing this. Marks wasn't just unfazed, he was outright immune. You do not grasp the gravity of this situation, human, Nalak hissed, his voice rising in frustration. Through the linking, I can unravel your deepest secrets, your strategies, your weaknesses. This is a matter of life and death. Yeah, cool, Mark said, lazily rubbing his eyes. But you'd better hurry. I haven't slept in like 2 days. Nalak's eyes widened in disbelief. His mental projections were being shut out, blocked as if they were nothing but static. Humans were biologically unique, and the Circons had not fully appreciated that fact until now. What should have been a death blow to their enemy had turned into an awkward staring contest. You don't understand, Nalak snapped, retracting his fingers. You humans are impossible. I will... Mark sat up suddenly, grinning. So I guess that didn't go as planned, huh? Too bad. I was hoping to get some juicy alien secrets out of this, too. Nalak clenched his fists, his entire body trembling. This war is far from over, human. You may be resistant to the linking, but that is not your only weakness. Oh, we've got plenty, Marks replied cheerfully. But so far, you guys haven't found any that matter. For all their advanced technology and psychic prowess, the Circans had failed to understand one crucial thing about humans: their unpredictability. While other species adhered to rules, protocol, and structure, humans thrived in chaos. They improvised. The Circans had assumed that brute psychic force would be their greatest weapon, but instead they were faced with an enemy who simply didn't care about their strengths. The linking would have been your downfall, Nalak muttered, stepping away from the table. But you are unlike any species we have faced. Thanks for the compliment, Mark said, stretching as he stood. I'll take that as a win. But seriously, you might want to work on the whole mind-reading thing. Kind of overrated, if you ask me. He gave a half-hearted salute and strolled out of the room like he had just finished a coffee break, rather than a failed psychic invasion. Nalak stood there, narrowing his eyes. They had underestimated the humans again. But the war wasn't over. If the Circans couldn't break them with mental strength, they would have to resort to what had always worked in their favor: brute force. Marks kicked a loose rock as he wandered back to the camp. The Circans, for all their supposed psychic superiority, had seriously underestimated humanity's ability to roll with the punches, or in this case, shrug off mind-link attempts like they were nothing more than a weird alien handshake. Hey, Marks, one of his squad mates called out, lifting his mug. How was the big linking thing? Get any alien dirt we can use? Marks snorted. More like a nap attempt. I think I dozed off halfway through. The squad burst into laughter. You're kidding. You napped through a mind link? I heard those are supposed to be intense. Marks shrugged, grabbing a mug of coffee. Guess they don't work so well on us humans. Poor Nalak looked like he was trying to dig into my brain, but all he got was static. One of the older soldiers leaned forward with a thoughtful look. It's not just you, Marks. I've been hearing reports. The Circans can't seem to crack any of us with their psychic powers. It's like we're a brick wall. The group exchanged glances, realizing the implications. The Circons had banked heavily on their psychic abilities being the ultimate weapon. If that edge was gone, what did they have left? Well, if they can't get in our heads, that just means we've got the upper hand, another soldier said, clapping his hands together. They'll have to fight us the old-fashioned way now. Marks grinned, raising his mug. Here's to old-fashioned brawls. As the laughter continued, Marks's thoughts wandered back to Nalak. The Circons might be scrambling now, but Marks knew they wouldn't give up so easily. Sure, their psychic tricks had fallen flat, but there was something else. Something that didn't sit right with him. I don't know, Marks muttered under his breath. What's that? A squad mate asked. The Circons are too smart to rely just on the linking. I think they've got something else up their sleeves. The group fell silent. The Circons weren't just any alien species. They were strategic, meticulous. If their psychic abilities weren't working, they wouldn't just sit back and hope for the best. They would adapt. And if that adaptation came in the form of new weapons or tactics, the humans needed to be ready.